today we are working on decorating the kitchen. Now everybody kind of has a different opinion on this. Some people do not have anything on their counters, while other people decorate their kitchen like they would any other room. And I never really know if they don't cook at all or if they just have to move a bunch of stuff before they cook. But I'm probably gonna be somewhere in between. I like to have something on my counters. I really like to have something against my backsplash because I really do not like this tile. I really think that it dates the home. And I heard somewhere someone say something about if it's ugly, decorate it. And I thought that was a great tip. I think that's probably what we all kind of naturally do anyway, and it definitely helps disguise the backsplash for me. So I do cook every day, even if it's just breakfast. We try to have family meals as much as possible. And so I, for the most part, keep my decor to a minimum. I'll put it in corners or in areas that we don't typically gravitate towards preparing food at. I feel like, at least for us, we always do food prep in the same area. Now lately I've had this big cabbage cutter on the island, which I love the way that it looks, and functionality wise it's okay because I do have felt pieces on the bottom. We can move it out of the way. If we are serving food and we want to have more of a buffet over here, I just scoot it towards the stools. If we are going to have extra people eating with us and we want to use the bar stools, which we do eat here a lot at the island, then I'll pull the cabbage cutter over. So because it moves very easily, it has worked out okay. I love the way that it looks, but I'm ready to go back to having a smaller piece of decor on the island. So what I had done before is I had a cutting board here on one corner, and I will link the video when I kind of switched things out and added this. But this is going to be one area that we are completely changing the look of. This is going to get put on the website. This is a grapevine basket that I picked up, I don't know, thrifting sometime, and I just wanted to do something different. I could go back to there's been a couple cutting boards I've used in this area, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this basket. So how it sits, it wants to kind of lean this way, so this would be the higher side. I'm gonna put this on the back side. I always, when I'm decorating, I kind of think about how are people going to be looking at what I'm decorating? They're not going to, for the most part, be standing on this side because our front door is over there, so they're going to be walking where the camera is, and our back door is there, so they'll be walking where the camera is. So I think about where the camera is going to be where people are seeing the vignette. And so we're gonna try this grapevine basket. Now, you might notice that I'm not putting it smack dab in the middle of the island. When you decorate, a lot of things are going to go into thirds. So if you think about your space, so in our case, the island, and we separate it out into thirds, we are going to put the basket, our piece of decor, in one of those sections. So you have a line to make 1, 2, 3 sections, and then we're gonna put this basket on that line essentially. One thing I like to use for filler a lot of times is a wreath. So we're just going to stick that down in there. I really probably could get by with a bigger wreath. I bought this swan to sell. I have priced it and everything, but I've really enjoyed decorating with it. So we're gonna essentially make a little nest here, or try. We'll see how it works out. It is a little bit wobbly because the whole base of the brass swan doesn't fit down in the hole of the wreath. So I could always take like a tea towel or a tablecloth or wad up a paper bag, really anything, and put down in the bottom to give me a little bit more stability. And I could also do that too, even like a towel if I needed something that was bigger, because that would, I could put it under the wreath too. So that would lift the wreath higher so we would see more of the green, and then it would lift the swan out of the basket as well. From this vantage point, I can't tell if I like it or not, but I'm gonna come over because remember, I'm wanting it to be looking good for sure from the camera's view, because that's where most people are gonna see it from. It looks fine from back here. Full transparency. I normally have this kind of as my charging station for the computer, because a lot of times I am sitting here with my computer at the island, because this is where I work day to day. So I'm going to use this blue bowl just to kind of hold the bowl stack that I have tight to the front of the bread tin. And I'm showing you this bowl because I use stripper, I used oven cleaner, I used the sander, and I could not get the navy off of this bowl. So leave me a comment. What is this thing stained with, painted with? I do not understand why I couldn't strip it. Look at what someone did to this ironstone pitcher. They put concrete in it and turned it into a lamp. So this back corner is the next area that we're going to decorate. It does seem a little bit dark, but like I shared when we first moved into the house, one of my favorite features is the light. And I wanted to show you how big these spoons are. I mean, they're just crazy. So I try and be really selective and get the big ones. Here I'm just playing around a little bit, pushing things back and forward and right and left and turning the pitcher handle, because placement does make a difference. And I go over some of those tips in a video that I'll link here for you. Old age problems for you here, but when we moved, we kind of stopped taking our vitamins, and so I'm trying to get back in the habit, but I can't remember if I took them or not. So I've been putting them on a little butter pat, and that helps me know if I've taken them or not, because I normally fast to start my day, so I cannot take a vitamin on an empty stomach. So I set them out in the morning, and then hopefully by the end of the day, they are off the butter pat.
I try to drink a gallon of water a day, and I just drink it from a jug, and I normally keep it right here. I got a new bowl thrifting, and I decided to swap out the one that I had. It's new, it was just part of a mixing set, and I'd rather use this old one. We do drink coffee every day, and I am one of those people that puts it in the cabinet after we're done. But while we are drinking it, it is sitting right here. I call this our charging station area. I'm a firm believer in things need to have a home so you don't lose them and it's easier to stay organized and have less clutter. I got new glasses and I have to clean them with these little cleaning cloths. I'm not supposed to use my t-shirt, so I keep those here. We just celebrated 23 years of marriage, and for my gift, hubby framed a picture of us, even though it was like a year old, so we know that we need to take some pictures. I change out the windowsill a lot when I find little bits and pieces, and I switch out plants a lot. So I use coasters underneath my pots because it seems like they always mark up the paint here in the windowsill. I always make sure things are far enough away that they're not going to get in the way when I need to open and shut the blinds with the little cord here.
Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please be sure to click that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and tell me which area was your favorite that I styled. All right, I'll see you next time.